Okay, hello everyone. We're going to look at the day 14 assignments here. Okay, let's start with this, the discussion. Guys, the discussion, you have to type in your answer. Okay, again, this is the quadratic formula, broken up into two terms. All right? The first term, the term that is in front of the plus minus, it says negative b over 2a. We might remember that that is the x-coordinate of the vertex. Negative b over 2a. We use that to find the x-coordinate of the vertex when the quadratic was in standard form. All right, think of the plus-minus part as kind of like the two wings of the quadratic. Let's look at a quadratic. So negative b over 2a, that's the x-coordinate at the vertex. That's the x-coordinate right here. It has a plus side that brings it up here and hits right here. That's the plus side of the solution. And then it goes over here to negative. That's the negative side of the solution. And you might remember we said if the discriminant was 0, then there is no plus minus. All right, so x is at the vertex. The solution is at the vertex. That's when it's a perfect square, when it just touches or crosses, or when it just touches the x-axis in one place. Okay? As the worksheet is next, I'm going to put it underneath the document cam here. Okay, put this over here. And we're solving this using the quadratic formula. All right, what I do is I calculate the discriminant first. We calculated the discriminant yesterday a bunch of times. Again, it's b squared minus 4ac. And there's the a, b, c right there. I just plug it in, end up at 33. All right, then the quadratic formula is a lot simpler. It's just negative b plus or minus the square root of that discriminant over 2a. So I plug that in here, and that's my answer. You can leave it just like that. Now we do that for every problem. Again, it's already in standard form. I'll calculate the discriminant first, b squared minus 4ac. I calculate that first, right here. I get 44. Then I use the quadratic formula in this kind of simplified form here with the square root of d, the square root of 44. Again, guys, that's 2 times the square root of 11. Because 11 times 4 is 44. And I simplify it. There's my answer right there. And leave it like that. All right, number 3, same thing. Calculate the discriminant first. All right, I got 32. And plug it into our simplified version of the quadratic formula. All right, again, the square root of 32 is 4 times the square root of 2. So I simplified it, and this was my answer. That's x equals. There's two answers, a plus and a minus side. So 1/2 is at the vertex. All right, number 4, same thing. Calculate the discriminant. I got 17. I plug it in here. I get a very simple answer right there. All right, this is number 5. As number 5, it's not in standard form. So I had to add 8 to both sides. When I add 8 to both sides, c becomes 5. All right, remember, this has to be equal to 0. We're finding the value of x when y is 0, when the function equals 0. So you have to set it equal to 0. That's what the quadratic formula does. It finds the value of x when y is 0. All right, again, we calculate the discriminant first. I got 44, which again was 2 times the square root of 11. I plug it in the quadratic formula, and this is what I got. All right, number 6, the same thing. There's a 9 on this side. It's not 0, so I had to subtract 9 from both sides. So c here becomes negative 2. So I plug it in to find the discriminant right here. I plugged it in right here. And this is b squared. That's 4ac right there. Subtract 4ac. And with 48, right, the square root of 48 is 4 times the square root of 3. Well, that's 48 is 16 times 3. Simplify it, and this is what I got right here. All right, number 7. Again, calculate the discriminant first after getting the c to the other side. Now, there is no constant term on the left side here, so when I bring it over, c just becomes negative 6. I plug it in here, and this is what I got. Square root of 31. The denominator goes away. Same with number 8. Negative 10 just goes to the other side because I subtract 10, so c becomes negative 10. Calculate the discriminant first. I got 96. The square root of that is 4 times the square root of 6, because 6 times 16 is 96. Well, you get simplified just to look like this, right? Because the 4's cancel out and those 4's cancel out too, okay? All right, let's look at the next part here. That's the one problem check. I'm hoping you can do it. Let's take a look at it. All right, again, x equals 2 things. You can choose your answer. Get it in standard form first. 4x squared plus 9x minus 34. All right, then calculate and find your 2 answers. Also, guys, I'm not going to do the exit ticket either. It's right here. It's a bunch of quadratic, use the quadratic formula to calculate the answers. That is multiple choice. All right, so be aware, guys. Get it in standard form first and go from there. I'm hoping that you can do it. All right, that's it. Thanks.